You were the narcissist's last chance. Were you, as an empath, the narcissist's last chance? Were you their final opportunity? As an empath, you are naturally attuned to other people's emotions. You may often seek to heal or fix people who seem emotionally wounded. You might interpret the narcissist's behaviours, such as their grandiosity or their manipulation, as a sign of inner pain or unmet needs, which then fuels your desire to help. But from the narcissist's perspective, they're not trying to confront their own pain or feelings of inadequacy. They're primarily focused on what they crave, such as admiration and control, to mask their deep-seated insecurities. They're not thinking that there's anything wrong with themselves for constantly wanting this from you, because they lack self-awareness. So they're not going to admit to feeling rejected or hurt. And instead, they will frame a situation as your failure to recognize their worth. They will focus on gaining admiration to suppress their feelings of shame or insecurity. But the relationship inevitably begins to struggle because there is an imbalance of give and take. While you give endlessly, the narcissist takes without reciprocating, which leaves you feeling drained and unappreciated. Because narcissists are resistant to change. They resist acknowledging their own flaws or seeking genuine growth, which prevents them from experiencing lasting change because they lack a willingness to heal. So instead of healing the narcissist, your efforts to help are unintentionally enabling their behaviour, which prevents real accountability or transformation. Because while you as an empath may offer profound insight and support, lasting change in a narcissist requires self-awareness, professional help and boundaries. So maybe an empath could be seen as the narcissist's last chance, if the narcissist possessed enough self-awareness to recognize their destructive behaviours, sought professional help to address the root causes of their narcissism, and respected your boundaries. But the reality is that narcissists often lack the self-awareness or willingness to change, due to the protective nature of their defense mechanisms. So without those factors in place, an empath's presence alone is unlikely to catalyze meaningful or lasting change. But had the narcissist been ready to take responsibility for their growth, an empath could have been a critical opportunity. Empaths are very rare. Their ability to deeply understand and care for people can make them one of the few individuals capable of piercing through the narcissist's defenses, at least temporarily. And this rarity makes their role in a narcissist's life significant, even pivotal. If the narcissist were ready to change. But while you may inspire self-reflection in the narcissist, it is not your responsibility to save them. Especially when we consider that they are unwilling to be saved. Because true healing requires mutual effort, not a one-sided mission to inspire change. But while change may be internally driven, it often requires a catalyst. And for a narcissist, that catalyst typically comes in the form of something they deeply value or fear losing. So in the case of a true empath, the love, attention and emotional generosity they offer can indeed serve as a profound incentive. For the narcissist, this could feel like everything they've ever wanted. Unconditional acceptance, validation and a steady source of admiration. But while this abundance may inspire self-reflection or a temporary desire to change, it doesn't guarantee lasting transformation, because incentive alone is not enough. The empath's love and attention is undeniably powerful, but change requires more than just motivation. It demands self-awareness, accountability, and sustained effort. Because without those steps, the love and attention offered by an empath, while deeply meaningful, will be consumed rather than honoured or reciprocated. Their fear of losing you might trigger reflection or a moment of clarity, perhaps even an awakening. They might realise that their behaviour could destroy the very thing they treasure most. But this moment of reflection will not translate into long-term change unless they commit to deeper work. As an empath, you have a unique ability to reflect a narcissist's true self back to them. Not just their charm and intelligence, but also their insecurities and pain. This can spark a desire for transformation, but the process requires the narcissist to confront uncomfortable truths. Many narcissists retreat from this because it threatens their carefully constructed image. So the truth is that sadly the narcissist will not value what they have until it's gone. They will not fully grasp the rarity and value of the love an empath offers until it's no longer available. They will begin to understand the situation or event only after it has happened or developed. Only then will they begin to consider alternatives or realise the depth of what they once had, after they have already wasted it in a reckless and foolish manner, or allowed an opportunity to pass or be lost. By the time a narcissist realises what they've lost, the damage is usually irreparable. It's so bad that it is impossible to rectify or repair. Because narcissists experience a delayed realisation of loss, they struggle to appreciate your value while in the relationship. Because they were primarily focused on their own needs, admiration, control, or validation. They took for granted the support, empathy, and emotional labour that you provided. It's only when you leave that the narcissist begins to feel a sudden void. Not because they miss you as a person, but because they've lost a source of validation or emotional supply, and this may trigger them to love bomb you, to where they then attempt to regain control or re-establish their relationship. This is not a genuine change in their behaviour or emotional growth, but even if it was, what difference would it make? Because they may have already left deep emotional scars due to manipulation, gaslighting, and other toxic behaviours. So by the time they realise your value, the trust and emotional safety required for a healthy relationship have already been destroyed. You gave the relationship your all, and through the pain of the relationship, you developed boundaries and self-awareness that protected you from falling back into the cycle. Because you finally recognized your own value and the destructive patterns in the relationship. The damage has already been done, and it's not something they will be able to repair even if they did commit to lasting change. Which is why even if the narcissist managed to be everything that you always wanted them to be, many of you would refuse to return. Because they're not able to undo what was already done. They can't right the wrongs that they have committed. They can't correct the mistakes or injustices. They're unable to make amends. And this is why they don't even try. Because they know they can't make things right to restore balance. They know that it's out of their league. They know they didn't deserve you. They know they never should have been involved with you to begin with. But they will not accept that. Because they don't know how to deal with the rejection and their feelings of inadequacy. So instead they will attempt further manipulation, such as guilt tripping or making false promises of change. They will turn to anger, blame, smear campaigns. They will take everyone down with them to protect their ego from the sting of rejection. And they will quickly seek a new source of validation, moving on without true emotional reflection. Because they know it's too late. They may realise what they've lost, but they can't right the wrongs. And you may have already evolved past the need to seek closure or reconciliation, because you've already endured the damage, learned your lessons, and chosen self-respect and healing over the toxic cycle. It's not that you never cared about the narcissist, but because the damage and lack of mutual growth has made a healthy future impossible. You provided the incentive to the narcissist, a profound once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for them to grow, but they did not seize that opportunity. They were unwilling to move beyond superficial desires and do the hard work of self-awareness, healing and change. And you could not force them to choose it, or to honour it in the way that it deserves. Other people may have enabled or avoided the narcissist's behaviour, but as an aware empath, you reflected the narcissist's deepest wounds and insecurities in a way that no one else could. This combination of care and confrontation is rare and incredibly powerful, because these are truths that other people may be too afraid or indifferent to share. But this truth-telling, paired with an empath's love, could have been the catalyst for self-awareness. Your boundaries could have forced self-reflection. You could have been the external catalyst that they needed, but they rejected it. And by doing that, they rejected their authentic selves, and they will never get that opportunity ever again. They will never find another empath, because true empaths are rare. And finding one who also has the self-awareness and strength to stand up to a narcissist is even rarer. So once the narcissist loses an empath like this, they will never encounter another person willing or able to challenge them in the same way, which makes your role as an empath uniquely irreplaceable. You were the narcissist's last chance. From losing you, it was an opportunity for reflection that could have motivated action, which could have resulted in a desire to reclaim what was lost, and to seek support structures such as therapy, education, and external accountability, which are critical for sustained growth. But instead they overlooked or undermined that opportunity. So without a catalyst like an empath, the narcissist will continue cycling through shallow relationships. They will never confront their behaviour. They may later experience life events like financial loss, health crises, or public failure, which could eventually serve as a wake-up call. But these are far less personal and emotionally impactful than losing a true empath, so in most cases they will remain unchanged. And in fact they will continue to deteriorate mentally and emotionally, because their external environment no longer challenges their patterns of behaviour. In most cases, a standard empath is not enough. An awakened empath is the narcissist's last and best chance for growth. The unique combination of love, truth, and boundaries creates a rare opportunity for the narcissist to reflect and choose a different path. A standard empath, while deeply compassionate and emotionally attuned, lacks the self-awareness, boundaries, and understanding of narcissistic dynamics needed to truly challenge a narcissist, to where they may end up enabling the narcissist. Out of a desire to help, they may unintentionally tolerate or excuse toxic behaviour, which reinforces the narcissist's patterns instead of challenging them, and this will cause them to be exploited, because the narcissist will use the empath's given nature for their own benefit without ever confronting their own issues, which will result in burnout. The empath will become drained, losing their ability to inspire any change, because their own needs and limits are ignored. So while a standard empath might offer love and attention, they are less likely to set the firm boundaries or deliver the hard truths necessary to force the narcissist to reflect or change. Which is why an awakened and aware empath is the narcissist's last chance. They bring a rare combination of qualities that can disrupt the narcissist's usual patterns and inspire a potential awakening. These qualities include their self-awareness, education on narcissism, boundary setting, truth-telling and emotional grounding. Because all of these traits combined creates a powerful mirror for the narcissist, forcing them to confront the reality of their actions and the loss of what they will never find again. Most narcissists will engage in short-term coping. They will escape accountability. They will double down on their defense mechanisms such as denial, blame shifting and projection to protect their fragile self-image. They will justify the behaviour by vilifying you, through smearing or by convincing themselves that they were the victim. They may quickly seek out a new source of supply to distract themselves from the pain left by your departure. But the long-term consequences of their actions are that the void remains. They will realise what they lost. And they will realise that it cannot be replaced. Their relationships with other people will feel hollow or unfulfilling, because no one else provides the depth and challenge that an awakened empath does. This realisation could lead to feelings of emptiness, shame or regret. Though these are emotions the narcissist may suppress or avoid facing. So they will continue their destructive patterns. They will cycle through superficial relationships, perpetuate their toxic behaviours, and live in a state of perpetual dissatisfaction, blaming other people for their failures. The narcissist has rejected their last chance, and by doing this they have condemned themselves to a life of unfulfilled desires, unresolved wounds, and repeated patterns of failure. The tragedy is that their fate was avoidable, but their refusal to confront their own issues sealed it. You, as an awakened empath, have fulfilled your role with grace, courage, and authenticity. The narcissist's inability to rise to the occasion is not your burden to carry. Their future is theirs to navigate, and your freedom is an opportunity to continue growing into the powerful, self-aware person you are meant to be. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Share your thoughts in the comment section. Hit the subscribe button to receive the notifications. If you would like to support the channel, you can donate at paypal.me/Narc Survivor. You can book a one-on-one with me on my website. It's narcsurvivor.co.uk. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.